some of the things you've seen here in some Western countries is that some of these people living with disabilities are skilled, they are highly trained, but elsewhere, they are not being engaged, they are not being hired. Imuetinyan, can you tell me some experiences that you've heard or seen in the past? Absolutely. Before I come to you, Priscilla.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm a visual storyteller, meaning that I tell stories with images and videos. Now, if I were to be back home, however, it would have been something very different. I mean, I don't know, because the resources were not there when I was growing up. And so no one would have known what I was good at. Now I'm a talkative, that's my mother's nickname for me. So eventually I would have ended up telling stories or something like that. But I have also, you know, in the US, rather, because this is where I live now, I've worked with autism, a group of children living with autism, and some of them are very good with computers. A lot of them are very good with video games. I mean, these are different skill set, but in order for you to be able to know what the children are good at, you have to be able to give them the proper examination to determine what it is that they have, and to also pay attention to the child. There was a time I had gone to see a friend, and the son was on the ground. I mean, he was playing. And so the mom at the time was like beating the child, like, you know, I told you to sit here. You're not sitting here. Sit here. So it kind of, it shifted in my brain that, oh, this mother doesn't even know that there was something wrong with the child, but the woman doesn't know there's something wrong with the child. So she's trying to straighten him up with the rest of because the other kids are behaving well, so she's trying to make sure that her son behave like the other child. So I said to her, I said, your son probably has, like, you know, is among the autism spectrum. So it's best that you go and figure out what's wrong with the son instead of like trying to force him to do something that you know he can't do. So I think there are lots of, we're very skilled, and disability is very diverse. Mine is not obvious to most people, and there are people who, they walk in here and you can tell there's something off or something wrong or something not going well with them. And also disability, there isn't, it's like people are born with it and people acquire it as they get at some point in their lives, right? But it's very important that there's a sense of that we have to assess and figure out what it is that people are good at. I had to learn that over time, because when I got my college degree, I couldn't do any regular jobs. I couldn't see computers. The first job I had, I remember walking into that place, and then I couldn't see anything on the screen. And it was like a Rite Aid job, you know, I have to scan people's information, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't see it, and I broke down in tears. You know, I called my mother, I said, Mommy, I can't see, because now my fear is that I'm going to be a burden to my family, which I don't want to. So from 21 to about 30, I kept losing jobs because I was being placed at a job that I just could not do, and no one knew how to help me. So I had to do a process of elimination myself to figure out, okay, what are your skill set? You know, you're a great storyteller, you know how to talk, you know how to engage people. Okay, so how about you start telling stories, and you love journalism, so you can start to focus on that. So I began to spend a lot of my time reading and attending classes, so that way I can sharpen my storytelling skills. And so I think it takes parents to do that kind of work with their children, starting from when they're younger, so that way you're able to push them towards the right direction. And that's my answer to you.